Hey guys, what's up? This is Jonathan Mehring. Today I'm going to show you my top 5 favorite photos. Alright, let's see what's back here. Because I don't even really know. I'm sure there's some interesting stuff. Alright, let's see what's in here. Jack SABBACK backside lip slide in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Which that on the right there, that says Ulaanbaatar in Mongolian. This was on our Trans-Siberian Railway trip, and we literally, this is the train station, and we got off the train and we saw this spot, and I was just like, holy shit, dude, like you got to fucking do something. This was, I remember the one frame, this is the make, because I kept shooting it like earlier, like here, and like his body position like wasn't as cool, and then like the one, for whatever reason, I like just didn't shoot at the same moment. It was right before he popped out, you know, so he slid a bit farther, and I was scared I cut his hand off, but I didn't, and just barely made it in there. But I mean, that whole like hammer sickle, like old like Soviet monument and everything, I was just like, man, this is like it's like one of those moments when you go to the spot and you're like, holy shit, like I know something's gonna happen here, and like it's gonna be awesome, and you don't even know what it's gonna be yet. So this one's kind of got to go in there. My book cover. It's marked SUCIU and SEBO Walker. This is one of our Skateboarder magazine trips where we went to India and road trip through India. It was one of those mornings where I forced the crew to get up at like 5:30 and go shoot at sunrise, but only SEBO and SUCIU were down. And it kind of worked out maybe for the better, you know, just like two guys cruising sunrise in India, and it's just like insane polluted air light, you know, so it's just like kind of glorious for photography. Who knew a couple years later it would become the cover of my book? So that is the story behind that one. Aha! There it is. This one needs to be spot toned. You know, you old dogs might know what that means. That's Kenny Reed kickflipping into the Mongkok subway station roof in Hong Kong, which is, if you've ever been there, you know it's one of the busiest subway stations in the whole city, of a very, very busy city. So this was actually at like 6 a.m. And I'll say it again, man, getting up early and getting out there for sunrise to shoot photos of whatever it is always worth it. Yeah, it was my first trip for Slap Magazine out of the country, where I was sent on assignment to like shoot a tour. I got a lot of really bad photos on that trip, but I got this photo. Natural light, no flash is necessary, and it was definitely the best shot that I took on the trip, and probably the best shot I shot for a good while after that, and it ended up being an iPath ad. So here's another one on the list. Dylan. Had to include Dylan. But I just remember when he was doing this, and I was like, oh my god, man, I cannot believe like how tweaked it looks and how like twisted he was getting, you know? It was like he was surfing, you know? Just like style. Pretty amazing dude to see skateboard, for damn sure. So this one is the one I keep talking about. It's funny because at the time I didn't really consider it. Maybe because I shot it with a T4. But you know, it took a few years, and finally I came back to the roll, and I hadn't even like sent it into the magazine or anything. And I was just like, man, this photo is awesome. Anyway, it's Tony Trujillo, and he's doing a really insane method off this fucked up launch ramp. This is the launch party for the first King of the Road that Thrasher did in maybe 2003. And it's right in front of the old KCDC. And they just dragged a ramp out in the middle of the road and did a little demo. I just went to hang out, and I had my point and shoot. And I mean, he was just doing this, and I was like, man, you know, you just have to take a picture. I didn't think it would come out. But somehow it's like super sharp. I'm like, man, I wish I still had that camera. I dropped it and broke. Dumbass. But anyway. Now they're too expensive. But shit, if it gets you a picture like this, maybe it's worth it, you know?